Hey, brother, listen. Stay quiet for a moment. Don't scroll. Don't react yet. Just listen. I know. You've heard 1,000 times about true love, about a good woman, about understanding. But out there, life doesn't run on those quotes, bro. Out there is a world where emotions are used as tools, where sweet words can tie a man down without a single rope. I'm not saying this to make you bitter or hate women. I'm saying it because it's time to wake up. Wake up to see clearly. Wake up to understand the rules of the game. There are 3 ways women usually use to gain control in a relationship, and if you don't recognize them early, you'll be the one led around, drained, and played without even realizing you're in the game. Listen carefully, because this part no one tells you about it. Listen up, bro, because what I'm about to say isn't easy to hear. It's the part most men avoid or pretend doesn't exist, but this is the first rope that ties you down in every relationship. I'm talking about sex, the ultimate weapon. Women know what drives men the most. It's not the heart, not promises, but instinct. They play right on that field, bro. And the scary thing is, they don't even have to do anything loud. They don't have to argue, prove, or command. They just need silence, to withhold, to pull their energy back slowly, as if nothing happened, then let you crawl back. Does that feel familiar? That feeling when you know something's wrong, but you still stay. Just for one peaceful night. Just to feel close. Just because you tell yourself, fine, I'll let it go this time. But the moment you do that, you're trading your self-respect for temporary peace. And bro, peace bought with weakness never lasts. They know how to make you feel guilty, even when it's not your fault. They know how to use silence to make you turn things over in your head, to make you reach out first, to make you kneel. They understand men can't stand distance, can't stand the cold. They don't have to say leave, just turning their back a little, and your heart starts spinning. That's the wordless game, and they play it better than you think. There are nights you lie staring at the ceiling, heavy in the head, wondering why you're putting up with it. But the next morning, just one hug, one kiss, one I miss you, and everything melts away. You forget again. You go back again. You give more, try harder, sacrifice more just to keep the feeling you think is love. But in truth, it's just your instinct being controlled. Women aren't evil. They just know how to use what nature gave them. They know real power doesn't lie in words, but in the ability to make you want them. The more you want, the less control you have. The less control you have, the further they can lead you away from yourself. And bro, the most painful part is when you think you're in love, but really, you're being led by desire. Every time you give in, every time you try to make her happy, every time you tell yourself, I just need to do better, you're paying with pieces of your respect, with fragments of your inner strength. And one day, you don't even know who you are anymore. Every decision revolves around her. Every joy and pain depends on a text, a look, a night together. And bro, that's when you've lost the right to be a man. Listen, I'm not saying this to make you fear women, no. I'm saying it so you can see, so you can understand that instinct isn't the enemy. But if you can't control it, someone else will. Some men lose their careers, their dignity, just because they can't win against their own hunger. They think they're proving love, but really, they're kneeling before desire. Women don't have to threaten or force. They just need to make you feel like if I lose her, I'll have nothing left. And once you believe that, the game is over. From that point, you'll do everything to keep her even when you're exhausted, even when you know you're falling apart. Bro, I've been there. I know that feeling hate and love mixed together, trapped and helpless. But listen to me, no one keeps another's respect when he doesn't respect himself. Every time you endure just because you're afraid to lose her, you're digging a grave for your own confidence. And sadly, women don't respect weakness. They can feel when you're dependent. They might say, I love you, but deep down, they know they're above you, and that's when the balance breaks. Then one day, when you wake up, it's already too late. So bro, don't let your instinct drag you like a blind horse. Look at it, understand it, and hold the reins. Sex isn't evil, it's just energy. But when that energy controls you, you lose yourself. And when you control it, you become the kind of man the world respects not because you conquered others, but because you conquered yourself. If sex is the first rope that ties you down in the game, then looks are the trap that makes you step in willingly and even feel happy doing it. It doesn't hurt you right away. It just blinds you. She isn't bad, just skillful. That skill is enough to make 100 men lose focus, 1,000 more hit like, and at least a few think. This one is different. She knows which angle makes her eyes sparkle, which lighting makes her skin look smooth, and how to pick a lipstick shade that makes you think she's soft and natural. And the most dangerous part is you think it's natural. You think you're seeing the real person, when in fact you're just seeing a product designed to capture your attention. Bro, women today don't need to be that beautiful. They just need to know how to look like they're more beautiful than they really are. One filter, one pose, one tilted smile enough, and we men are easy to believe. We believe that beauty comes with kindness. We believe the one who makes our heart jump must be special. But really, you're moved by skill, not essence. I'm not saying this to make you bitter. I'm saying it to wake you up, because every one of us has been fooled by our own eyes. I've been there, believed in a simple, sincere girl, until I realized that simplicity was carefully curated too. Bro, women aren't bad. They just understand the game better than we do. They know men see with their eyes and love with illusion, and they use that skillfully, not deceit strategy. The point here is when you forget that, when you think you understand a person because of a few photos, a few looks. Looks aren't at fault. They only become a problem when you let them decide how you behave. When you choose someone for beauty, you'll live in fear of losing it. Bro, real beauty doesn't live in lipstick or a camera pose. It lives in how she behaves when no one's watching, in how she keeps her word, in how she treats others. Everything you see is just a well-applied coat of paint. So next time you meet a pretty girl, breathe deep, smile lightly, and say in your head, yeah, beautiful. But I want to know, behind that lipstick, who is there? If looks are what make you stop, then character is what makes you stay. She doesn't need to be that beautiful. She just needs to make you feel understood. That feeling is powerful. It makes a man think he's found the one. On day one, she's an angel. Texts softly, talks just enough, asks and cares, listens as if everything you say matters. Every gesture makes you feel this girl is different. But bro, what you're seeing is just the demo, a version built for launch, to impress, to make you believe this is destiny. And when the emotional contract is signed, the real version starts to appear. Not because she's fake, but because she followed the strategy. Women understand that the early stage is when you must invest in personality image. They show you their best parts: patience, gentleness, depth. They know how to respond so you feel respected, how to stay silent so you feel important. But bro, all of that has an expiration date. When she feels safe, feels you've belonged, she starts living more as herself. Sweet messages thin out. The soft words turn into subtle control. I understand you gradually turns into why aren't you like before anymore? And you, bro, you start to feel confused. You ask yourself, did she change? Or was I dreaming? The truth is, no one changed. It's just that the real face has shown up. Every relationship has two stages, the performance stage and the real stage. The performance stage is always beautiful, because everyone tries. But bro, if you're not awake, you'll believe the performance is real life. She's not acting. She's presenting her best-selling version. She says what men want to hear, does what makes you feel loved, because she understands men love by emotion, not reason. And when you believe, when you start investing time, effort, and trust she knows she has a place, then comfort replaces effort. That's when the real version appears. Bro, I'm telling you, most men can't handle that shock, because they keep thinking she betrayed them. But no, she just returned to herself. Just like you, once you're used to her, you no longer smile at every message, no longer craft every reply. Everyone has a front-loading phase putting out the best parts to impress. But women are much better at it. They understand that men will believe in the feeling of being understood, loved the right way, and once you believe, you lock yourself inside that belief, even when the signs are clear. Bro, I'm not saying this to make you lose faith. I'm saying it so you understand the demo isn't bad. It's human nature when we want to be loved. But if you're not awake, you'll love the demo for life. Watch her when things don't go her way, when there's conflict, when she's hurt. How she reacts then is the original version. In the early days, everyone is kind. Bro, don't be bitter. Don't hate. Learn to see through the performance to know who you're loving. Because if you can't, you'll keep repeating the same mistake, loving the illusion, then hurting from the truth. And the truth, bro, always arrives when you least expect it, after the lipstick fades, after the demo disappears, after everything that seemed dreamlike turns out to be illusion. What remains is clarity, a kind of clarity that isn't loud, isn't angry, only quiet and understanding. That's when you enter what people call the red pill stage, but bro, understand this right. Red pill isn't about hating women, it's a mirror. When you look into it, you see them and you see yourself. You see the way you chose, the way you believed, the way you let emotions lead. The red pill doesn't teach you to hate anyone, it forces you to face yourself, to face the weakest part of you, the part that wants to be loved, to be validated, to be needed. And bro, there's nothing wrong with wanting that. It only goes wrong when you let it control you. I know this stage is exhausting. You start looking back at everything you once believed and realize you were the one who wrote that story. She didn't betray you. She just lived according to her nature, while you were the one dreaming. Red pill isn't bitterness, hatred, or revenge. It's the lesson of seeing clearly. When you see clearly, things naturally get lighter. No resistance, no overthinking, just acceptance. This world has no purely good or purely bad people, only people acting based on what they believe is right for them. And when you see that, anger fades. You just feel compassion for your old self, the naive version, who believed in illusions, lived by emotion, and loved without awareness. Bro, the red pill doesn't make you cold, it makes you calm. When you understand the game, you don't need to run. You just choose your stance. You start speaking less, observing more, listening without reacting, loving without clinging. You stop demanding fairness from a world that was never fair. And strangely, that's when you find peace. No more bitterness, no more hate, just maturity. The red pill isn't a path of loneliness, it's a path of clarity. Clarity helps you know who to keep and who to let go, when to speak and when to stay silent. It teaches that love isn't a battle, but a test of awareness. Once you see clearly, you no longer need to prove anything. You just smile, gently, and move on. Bro, awakening doesn't come from books or someone's words. It comes from that moment you stop, look in the mirror, and admit, yeah, I was wrong too. And only when you can say that, are you truly free. After you wake up, after you see clearly, after all illusions fall away, what remains is choice. This is the point where you're no longer led, you start choosing your path. When you understand the game, you don't need to quit it. You just need to know when to play and when to walk away. A real man isn't trapped by illusion, he creates his own reality. Bro, the most important thing isn't avoiding women, it's mastering yourself. When you're strong inside, no one can manipulate you. She can be beautiful, seductive, use every tactic, but you'll just smile. Because you know you're the one in rhythm. Mature men don't need to defeat others, only to not lose themselves. You don't have to act cold or fake toughness, you just need clarity and steadiness. When you control your emotions, you're no longer pulled by attention, desire, or fear of loss. You start choosing who gets access, what deserves your energy. Bro, true strength isn't in how many options you have, but in knowing when to say no. When you have principles, you become attractive automatically. When you reserve your energy for the right people and the right work, your life becomes lighter, more focused, deeper. Don't try to prove you understand women, just understand yourself. Don't try to change others, just don't let anyone pull you off your path. Real men don't live to react, they live to create. Create their own rhythm, their own value, their own direction they believe in. Bro, when you stand firm, the world feels it, and when you waver, everything around you mirrors that. So choose. Choose to live with discipline, with composure, with self-respect. Not out of hate, not out of fear, but because you know only when you master yourself, you are truly free. When you've learned how to choose, how to keep, how to stand firm among the very things that once broke you, what's left is simply maintaining your rhythm. No more proving yourself, no more forcing the alpha, no more pretending to be strong. Just keep your composure. This world doesn't need you perfect, it just needs you real. Real when you win, real when you fall, and real when you rise again. Because the truth is, bro, no one stays strong forever. There will be days you're tired, nights so silent it hurts, mornings where your chest feels empty. But don't forget you've already survived worse. True presence isn't in how loud you speak, but in how you stand silently and still remain standing. Keep your head cool, your heart clean, and keep walking. Don't be bitter toward life. Don't hate women. Don't close your heart because of one scar. Every scar is just proof you've lived. You've gone through it. You've been real. Bro, a man isn't defined by who leaves him, but by how he walks after they're gone. The world out there may be loud, full of illusion, but don't let yourself blend into the noise. Keep your own rhythm. Do what you believe in. Live by what you say. Just like that. One day at a time. Someday, someone will notice. Someone will understand, but even if no one does, you still have to move, because life doesn't wait for anyone to be calm long enough to start again. Bro, masculine presence isn't built on muscles or money. It's in the calm after the storm, in the eyes that still stay warm even after betrayal, in the silence that comes not from fear, but from understanding. Remember, only brothers know what brothers had to grow through, and if you ever feel alone on this road, lift your head, take a breath, and smile. Because the very fact that you've kept your composure in a world full of fakes, that alone is a victory. Bro, before this video ends, if what I said hit something inside you, if it made you stop for a few seconds and think about yourself, then don't just listen and forget. Hit subscribe, not for numbers, but to stay connected with other men who truly want to live awake, to understand deeper, to grow stronger while keeping their hearts clean. Here, I don't promise you pick-up tricks or ways to control people. Here, there are only real stories, lessons learned through blood, through tears, and through the experiences of men like us. Every week, I'll share more, not fancy words, not moral preaching, just what you need to hear at the right time. So if you want to keep walking this path with me, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and remember one thing: we don't chase anyone. We're just learning how to become steadier, sharper, and more real men. Keep your composure, bro. See you in the next video.